Just had a great conversation with Mr. Hogg, Solomon Hogg, who owns the Butler Lake property. And of course, we reached a really good agreement, had a very pleasant conversation. Said that he was about a month away from being moved into his house, which is in the woods right over there. And we talked about him actually inviting me back into the lake to go fishing. Had a really, really good conversation. And I believe he's fairly genuine about it. He also asked about maybe looking at getting some access from my land, whether to purchase it or get in so he could put a road to it. Of course, I left it open and said we can discuss that. But I was letting him know that my purpose for driving out here today was to look at the dam and do a visual dam inspection. Now, I believe he might have been under the impression that somebody was supposed to call him before we have a dam inspection, but I was never made aware of anything such as that. But I did offer that if any time that there was going to be a weather event in which I needed to come out here and take a peek at the dam, that I would text him prior to doing that, and he was very agreeable to that. He had also mentioned, that there have been several times that he's gone out to the intake valves and he's manually opened and closed those valves on the lake, adjusting the water levels. And I advised him that I would not suggest that he did that, since this was part of the Watershed project, and he would need to contact the office and see if he could get some form of a written letter giving him some authorization to do that. We also talked about insurances on property, and of course he is always concerned about hunting on this land, because you never know about him having some children or anything like that would be out here visiting. Of course, I agreed with him. I also instructed or advised him that if he had noticed, he had seen where this deer blind was deconstructed on my end of the dam, just for those purposes, that there wouldn't be any issues with that. So I mean, I believe it was a very good meeting. He said he just got his permit today to build a storage facility building on his side in a different location. Now, he does have a large amount of boulder rock laying about right there on the overflow area, the grassy overflow area of the dam. And I questioned him about that. He said he was going to be using that for a roadway on the right-hand portion of his property in order for him to access driving in on that side. I said, well, that's probably not going to be a problem. However, it can't hinder that overflow, which it is at this moment. But like I said, all in all, a very good conversation. He did complain that he had people cutting wood on his side of the property way back into the cove, and that he had DNR looking in on that, which I told him that was a good thing to do. And he also made a comment that he may pay a visit to the people that live next to me, who are letting people go duck hunting onto the property, and they talked about making a confrontation, I believe with the hill yards. And I told him, I said, that I wouldn't advise that. Let law enforcement handle that, because those folks may not be as welcoming in a discussion with him about anything. They're not the kind of people that'll be cordial and polite, because of my past experiences with them. Well, everything seems to be in order. I haven't floated a boat anywhere on the lake yet to determine if there's any issues in the back part of the coves, simply because I haven't cleared that with Mr. Hogg. But I'll wait, since I'm not looking at any issues with the intake or the spillway of the dam. I'll reserve that for a little bit later, as he gets in and gets acclimated to the property. I gave him full permission to contact me anytime, day or night, if he has any issues. And of course, I also let him know that will be without reciprocation. It doesn't matter. If he needs something as a neighbor, I was going to be there to try to help him out, and I didn't expect anything in return. and he shook my hand at least half a dozen times. And like I said, I can appreciate a guy like that. So as long as he's straight up and true to his word, I think we're going to be great neighbors. Anyway, that'll be the end of it today. It is 5 p.m.